Okay, we're live. James Maduk speaking. I want to go through my stack of AI tools for creating videos, online courses, course material, marketing material, graphic images, everything that I do on a regular basis. I want to go through that stack of tools for you. And if you're a beginner, I'm going to show you the 7 things that you basically have no choice, but you need to have these AI tools or accounts on these tools, and I highly recommend that you at least understand and learn the basics about it. Because if you don't, none of the other tools that are all available will make sense if they're not these, won't make sense if you don't understand the basics of these 5. And then the second thing to that is stuff is happening so quickly that the majority of the tools that you may hear about or be someone trying to sell you, or you see sponsored ads and stuff on any of the social media accounts or emails that you get, they're usually running on the key 5. So I'm going to go over these. I'm going to do a quick list so you can see them. And then if you just want the list, that's fine too. And then I'm going to go over kind of the interface and what they're used for after that. So here's kind of the gist, and I break it down into 5 sections. And in those 5 sections, I'm going to give you the AI tool that I use in that section. And then also, I'm going to go over those ones that you kind of have to have that you really don't have a choice about having. So why don't I do that first, actually? And again, these are the basic tools that you have to have anytime that you are a video content creator and or a course or anything that you're teaching online. These are no question asked, you have to have them. First one is ChatGPT. So if you haven't got a ChatGPT account, go to chatgpt.com or chatgpt.openai.com. And again, I'll make the links available for all of these. And in fact, if you look over here, let me just pull this up here, trainingsites.io/join. That's my personally branded campus, my platform for all of my content. It's free for you to join, and all of the content is free inside. So that means every course that I've done, every video that I create, every prompt that I use, documents I create, email messaging campaigns, everything is there for you, because my goal is just to help you start, build, and grow your education business. And this list that we're working on right now, I have a PDF checklist. It's available in there as well. So I'll put the link below in the description so that you have access to it. And of course, give me a thumbs up on the video here and like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done that. So ChatGPT first, you don't have any choice. Second one is Claude.ai. If you haven't opened up a Claude.ai account, they do have a free and a paid version. About 90 minutes before I'm doing this video, they just came out with a brand new version, which I'll do a video on after this. But another great tool that is similar to ChatGPT, but I find it less mechanical and better suited for explaining itself, or explaining its answers or responses in a way that seems more natural and elegant. And I think something that makes a lot of sense if you're doing any kind of work where you're providing or creating content to a real person. And I'm talking about presentations and emails and descriptions and analogies. I think it just does it in a better way. So Claude.ai, similar to ChatGPT. The other one you'll hear frequently all the time right now is Gemini 2.0. Gemini 2.0 is the Google version of Claude and of ChatGPT. And there's some really interesting things in that, because that Google workspace has a ton of experimental and new stuff in the labs coming out that is really, really flippy if you're a video content creator and or online course creator. So we got Claude, ChatGPT, Gemini. The other one that you have to have as basic one is perplexity.ai. And Perplexity is basically a replacement for Google search. I don't use Google search anymore. Anytime I have questions or I want to do a search and get information on something, like when I'm doing a research for a video or a course, clarifying stuff or expanding my ideas of what's possible, or what I already know and adding what other people know, is perplexity.ai. And that one, again, I'll show the interface after, but that one basically you put your question in and it will go out and search everywhere. Not well everywhere. It searches Google, all the different search engines, but it searches other documents and other reference materials other than what's just in a Google search response, and it uses AI to summarize it and includes links to the references and the reasoning that it actually used to come up with that big solid response. So instead of you having to go out and check on 50 listings that came up in a Google search, it does all of that work for you. You need a YouTube account. Like if you don't have a YouTube channel, again, you have to have one. No choice there. You need a Canva account, which is for creating images from templates. Uh, I'm not overly graphically gifted. I use some of the million, excuse me, I think there's probably a million different templates or some huge number like that. But it's for doing something like featured images and thumbnails and slides, all from templates and adding your own branding styles and information to them. So you got to have a Canva account. And then the one that I was a late to the party with is I do have a Google Workspace account. And if you have an Office account, I think it's a little more business to business now. I'm more business to small business, not corporate business. Google Workspace has Gemini 2.0 weaving through it. And when we talk about some of the stuff that's in the experimental labs, this is getting super flippy. And all of the things that the experimental labs are doing are woven into the Google Workspace, Gemini 2, and also YouTube. So these are the basic tools. You have to have these accounts. And if you don't, go and open them up. They're free accounts. Well, Google Workspace is, and I think it's $6 or $10 a month for a single person. But the other ones, there's free versions of it. So make sure that you have them and learn how to use them. At least get around them and play around with them with some of the tasks that you have to do when you are researching and creating, capturing, and editing video content. Now, I'm going to do one kind of thing on this just so that you see how important this is, and especially the Google Workspace one. This is where it's going with AI. Until now, when we were capturing or recording content, we needed a camera to actually do that. So you had to either have a video camera or your smartphone or some visual capture tool, whether it be the screen, for example, or a microphone. Any of these things required that we had to capture something. The part in the Google Workspace and these experimental labs, and this is why I'm personally paying so much attention to it, is because these ones are now allowing us to take text or transcripts or things that we've created in some of the tools like ChatGPT and Claude and Perplexity and create videos and images based solely on the text. So this is the next big shift. There's no camera required with AI and some of these AI tools, basically creating the images, visuals, videos, doing the edits, a lot of the stuff for us. So this is an exciting time and an exciting space. If you don't have those ones, that's my stack of tools. I do everything in there when I'm researching, editing, capturing, all of the stuff. Those tools are involved in part of that process. So pretty cool stuff. That's my stack of tools. The one thing that I will do before I show the other videos or the other interfaces too is here's my kind of gist on that. I have a stack of tools that I just showed you that I use. And if we go to a website called There's an AI for That, there is 20,000 different tools that are available that do little pieces or combinations of what those tools that I just talked to you about do. Now, they make it a little bit easier, or they may have a little bit of a different spin on it. However, what I found personally is that if you start picking tiny little tools for tiny little parts of your workflow or your process, it's easy to get lost because there's always something new coming. If you have a basic understanding of the stack that I told you about, that is an absolute great place to start because no matter what happens elsewhere, you'll understand the basics of using AI to do the workflow that you do and create the content that you do so it's done consistently. And those are like the big ones that aren't going to go away. So Google, Anthropic, OpenAI, that's where the money is. That's where the meat is. And I should say Anthropic because that's the one behind Claude, which is quite big. The only thing I can see happening is Claude actually getting purchased by someone, one of the big three in that particular space. Now, are there all sorts of other tools? Yeah, absolutely. There's tons of them. So Let me do that. If you don't want to watch anymore, that's cool. Again, all of the content that I have is in trainingsites.al/join. Put the link below. I'm going to go through right now just because I can. How long have I been going? 10 minutes right now. Here's here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go through some of the interfaces so that you see what they're like of the main ones that I've talked about. And I'm going to introduce some other ones that I use in my workflow that are over and above the basics and why I use those particular ones. And I have a checklist again of all of them, not just the basics. So we'll talk about those quickly. So let's go take a look. I have a little, let me do this one here. We'll just open up. This is a little bit of a mind map that I've included. Ideas in scripting. These are the ones I talk about. Perplexity, ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini 2, and Notebook. Those are kind of the big ones. Recording and editing. Um, I'm a big fan of capturing or recording, doing live streaming. This is a live one. There's no editing in it. I do what are called live edits. And again, I have some additional videos on how this works and why you want to do this, but I try and not have to use the editing tools. I try and pre-edit when I'm actually capturing the live content. So having said that, the other ones here, Descript and CapCut, are ones that are really important if you're having to do editing from what you're capturing. And the reason they're really important, Descript and CapCut, is because Descript was the first tool that did text editing of videos. And what that means is that you can edit text from a transcript of a video that you uploaded. And if you edit the transcript or text, it will actually edit the video for you. The other one is called CapCut here. This one is a great tool that's free for doing, well, pretty complex you can, but if you have to edit your videos and do a little bit fancier stuff, that's the one to use. And I also have Camtasia and this beta Google experiments. Camtasia is from a company called TechSmith. This particular one is really, really good at doing screen captures and editing screen captures, if that's some of the stuff that you have to do. And they have a wonderful AI tool that allows you to create shorts and portrait videos from landscape pictures using AI to actually cut and put those all together. And then the Google experiments are there as well. So recording and editing, those are the tools that I find myself using. Again, I'll put all the links below. The other ones are graphics ones. Canva is the one I mentioned. The other two you should know about are napkin.ai and mylens.ai. And then there's OpenAI Sora and Veo, which are the ones that are from Google and from OpenAI as Sora, Google Veo 2. Those are the ones where you have text and it'll actually create videos for you. And then the other ones here are AI tools for transforming transcriptions. The ones that I use are glasp.co, Tactic for Zoom. The Glasp one is really good, or it's attached to YouTube. Tactic is ones that are about Zoom. And then Otter AI is just one that is really good at using or creating transcriptions from other content. And then monetization. Talk about this briefly. And again, my whole idea here is that you have to have a personal platform to be able to stand out with all of the AI generated content that is there. So where are you going to put these videos that you're creating? That is about some of the ideas that are in that monetization and course creation structure. So let's take a quick look at some of these different tools just so that you can see the interface to them and how they kind of work and where they fit in to what it is that you're doing on a regular basis. So first one to look at here, this one's perplexity.ai for your research. It's basically you just type something in and it'll actually go and do the complete search at it. So I'm not going to do a demo. I have some demos on it, but this one is a great tool that does the meta search. And let me just see, actually, we'll do one. Just going to say, why is inflation going up? And it gives me some additional, things to search on, but I'm just going to do a search. And what it does is it actually goes out, searches everywhere, and then it's giving me a whole bunch of information and some answers. And it also allows me to rewrite it. But if you look beside, there's numbers. This is actually where you can get the references on how it came up with the answer and some additional questions to follow up with. which is really great. So Perplexity, absolutely wonderful tool, and allows you to keep your searches or research in particular areas. If you haven't seen ChatGPT, of course, I'll open it up for you, which is one that, obviously pretty straightforward. I hope you've had a chance of seeing it. Put your prompt in here on the bottom. You type your text in, give it a prompt. It's going to give a response. I have a whole library of hundreds of prompts to use for different responses that you want and how to get better response for specific kinds of response. But this is the tool that you use when you're curating and organizing and expanding and repurposing your content in other bits of information and putting it into stuff like a syllabus, in quizzes, in lesson content, in video scripts, in email marketing tools that go out, in social media information, in titles and thumbnails, all the stuff where you're generating text. This is where you want to do it and keep things organized. So this is what ChatGPT looks like. If you haven't opened an account, again, please go and open an account as quickly as possible. So the other one I just want to show you here, we'll just open this one up. This one's called Claude. And Claude is, again, similar to ChatGPT. Interface is basically the same. The thing that's, of course, neat with this one is when you get responses, they just tend to be a little more, they're less mechanical and a little more natural. And again, that's why I use it as well. So that one is the interface of Claude. Couple neat features on all of these ones. And the other one that I really like, Claude, and let me just see if I can have one come up here. The one thing that this does that's really, really neat, and do I have the transformation here? They have a thing called artifacts, which basically allows you to open up. Let me see if I can get another one. This one actually allows you to create artifacts over on the side, and that allows you to basically output the content that is being created. And again, that's covered at trainingsites.io /join in there on how to use this particular tool. So there's Claude, Perplexity, ChatGPT. The other ones that are really, really interesting, of course, is Gemini, which is the version of Claude and ChatGPT. Again, they look almost all similar. They almost do the same thing, but these are ones that I end up using on a regular basis. Other one that you might want to see is this one called Notebook LM. I mentioned that earlier. This one is similar to Gemini, Claude, and ChatGPT, but if you look on the left-hand side, I can upload sources so that when it gives its response, it's based on the sources that I've uploaded. And this is something that becomes really powerful. When you've done all this research and output of the documents from Perplexity, you can put them here so that the actual Gemini 2 AI engine or platform is actually working off your documents and your research. Of course, there's a whole bunch of other pieces to that, but I think that one's kind of interesting. Um, Here's the other ones. I'm just going to show these to you quickly, just as I go through them. One of the other cool ones, of course, is Descript that I talked about. Descript was the one where you can see if I order the text or cut the text, I can basically get rid of it from the video. So that's a text one, and if you go home, you can basically upload, do a quick recording or upload something, and it will actually create the transcript and allow us to do that. And again, free versions, they're all available for us to play around and get started with that one. CapCut, I'm not going to show you. Again, I put the links to all of these ones. Camtasia, TechSmith, same things. There are two on the graphics part that I do want to show you because I think they are special for us. This one here is called My Lens. And basically what it allows you to do is take a spreadsheet, a PDF, an image, a YouTube link, a link basically to another website, some long text, and it creates visuals that represent those complex ideas or multi-platform ideas and put it into images that you can use when you're creating content, whether it be a video and wanting a video or a graphic to show up in your video, or if you're creating course content where it's a way to take any of the ideas in the text and convert it to an image. And here's the other one that goes along with that. This one's called napkin.ai. This one is exactly what we talk about here, where you upload a document, you select the document, And what you do is you select the document, and basically you're going to have the choice of picking an image or some kind of infographic and customizing it based on the content that you've done with the highlight. So those are a couple ones in the graphic space that are really important in the editing. And these tools are changing all of the time. The last ones I want to show you, and these are ones that are important because they're from Google and that Google Workspace place that I was talking about. These are the ones that are really starting to blow my mind and are going to change everything about creating content, because these tools allow you to create videos and or lesson content using Gemini and text to create the videos. And I'll show you a couple things, a couple tools, and then how one of them actually works here. So this is, again, I'll put the links here. This is labs.google/experiments. And this Google Labs has a whole bunch of different kinds of tools that they're working on. And a lot of them are coming out very quickly, and they're coming from the labs and they're actually available. I did a video last week about free pick, and one of the tools that's in here is actually now embedded in a third-party tool, and it's only been 4 weeks since I found out about it here. It's now live and available for you to use on a tool. So here's the ones here. If we're creating some content, there's a couple really neat ones right here off the bat. This is the one that I'm really excited about. This one's called Google FX. This one allows you to use text and give a prompt, and it will actually go out and create a video. The other one here is Image FX. This is the one where you give it a description and it creates the image. And this is getting really, really, really powerful. If I join the wait list here, I think I can open this one. It's on some other pages where I'll show you. I'll put the links to it. You can get some samples of it. Really, really cool. Ask Photos, a new way to search your photos with help from Gemini. This is looking at the picture for context. It's not looking at a transcript in a video. It's actually looking at the picture, and it understands what's in the picture. So Video FX, Image FX, Ask Photo, absolutely pretty flippy. The other ones that I'm just going to go through here, we'll see some more. Let me go to the top here. There's one other one I wanted to show you. There's Notebook LM. We talked about that one earlier. Eliminate. Where's the one that I want? Let me do all of them. There's another one again that's another flippy one if you're creating content, and it's one I'm playing with. And the reason I'm showing you these is because this is where I think things are going, right? The other one that is really cool is, where are we? Ask Photos, Help Me Script, Magic Editor. Keep on going. Where are we? There it is, Google Vids. So Google Vids, what this one is about is it allows you to take documents that you have, give it to Google Vids or write in Google Docs, I'm going to show you in a sec, and it will create and edit and add the graphics to a video based on the document you've created. And this is available now. I'm not talking about in the future, I'm talking about now. So here's an example of one. This is docs.google.com/videos. These are ones you got to learn and play around with. Convert YouTube videos into mind map course syllabus. I basically gave a script or content that I had created in Perplexity, massaged with ChatGPT, saved it as a document, and this actually created a video and the edits and the images to represent that text in a video. So this is where it's going. If you're just getting into this again, I just want to do a recap. Get those basic tools, but think about how am I going to be able to use this in the future and what's going to change that's going to make it a lot easier for me to create content consistently about what I'm excited about and what I have experience about. So get the main tools. Again, I'll put the list below so that you have them. These are the main ones you have to have if you want to be able to start, build, and grow an education business. This is James speaking, trainingsites.io. Like and subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. I'll be back later today with another great video talking about the brand new version of Claude that came out 2 hours ago.